Yo guys, right. Welcome to episode 2. We're kind of discussing what are the benefits of joining an organisation in this episode. But firstly, before we start, I just want to thank you all for the overwhelming support on our latest video on episode 1. I didn't expect it to get anywhere near 30 likes, but I think we're standing at 31 right now. So thank you very much for that. It kind of proves to me that these episodes are somewhat useful to you, and obviously that I should be continuing them, type of thing. So second episode, what are the benefits of joining an organisation? Some of you may be thinking, of course there's benefits. That's a pretty obvious thing. However, the more and more I've learned in esports, it's becoming a bit more widely accepted that, you know, organisations cannot offer certain advantages and they can't bring enough to a streamer or a team or stuff like that. So I thought I'd discuss it briefly, put my thoughts out there, put my opinions on the line, kind of thing, and then we can kind of go from there, I guess, expand the conversation from there. So to begin with, I think there's different cases. It's what you're joining an organisation as. So whether that's a streamer or whether that's an esports roster. To touch upon it briefly, streaming and content creation, I think there's multiple benefits we'll get into. And teams, there is a definite route that you do need to get an organisation, because without so, you won't be really able to fuel your career, kind of thing. Especially at the top level, you need them salaries, you need them sponsorships to keep you able to do full-time work and dedicate to that kind of game. But I think my main reason and my main kind of what pushes me forward to argue that there is an advantage of joining an organisation is an untapped market, in a sense. So let's say a case of a streamer is interested in joining an organisation. God, I'm messing up my words again. But they already have a large brand on their side. You know, they already have a large brand themselves. But the esports organisation they're in contact with is a bit smaller. You're probably thinking, what, there would be no advantages for that streamer joining, kind of thing. But I see it as an untapped market. And I keep saying this because realistically, yeah, the streamer has his or her audience, but the organisation has its audience. Totally different, you know what I mean? I'm sure they're in totally different esports titles, totally different. So combining them means that the streamer gets benefits from that audience, and vice versa, the organisation brings on us a bit of their audience, kind of thing. So both audiences are growing on either sides, because obviously, like I said, you are taking advantage of the untapped markets on each side, kind of thing. I'm going off to a bit of a tangent. But in my opinion, that's the main benefits when it comes to streamers, content creators. It doesn't matter sometimes that the streamer is larger than the organisation, because again, benefits can be risen from that. And sometimes I think obviously if the streamer is larger, extra benefits need to be added on as such, because again, I believe heavily in a two-way street kind of relationship, in which both parties in the instance in the relationship need to be benefiting from it some way. Smaller streamers compared to other organisations, you need to kind of realise that, like I mentioned in the last video, you need to know your worth. You need to be able to bring something beneficial to that brand, whether that's just purely your audience, whether that's your the content you create, kind of thing, or whether that's the skills you've learned. You do need to be able to bring something to the brand, because realistically, if they're larger than you, then they're giving more back, kind of thing. So it needs to be a two-way street. But that's my opinion when it comes to streamers, content creators. It's an untapped market. Take advantage of it. There isn't really any cons, unless you compare like sponsorship ties and all that. But I guess that's another video we can discuss. But realistically, there isn't any bad things about joining an organisation unless it's contracts wise, etc. But again, cover that. When it comes to esport rosters, I think it's pretty clear if you want to take it to the professional level, and if you do have the standard of play to play at that level, you're going to need some kind of salary, or you're going to need some kind of income that allows you to attend these events, and vice versa. And of course, when it comes to equipment too, sponsorship equipment. So I think an organisation is vital when it comes to teams. You do need a brand that is supporting you, regardless if it's amateur or professional. You still need some kind of backing, because an organisation can offer so much more than just tweeting about you. For a few instances, I guess, that they can organizations usually have a lot of contacts behind them, so they're friends with a lot of people in different companies and stuff like that, which again can put you in contact and further your kind of career. Untapped market, already touched upon that. I guess internally there's a lot of staff, there's a lot of members that again you can collab with and stuff like that, and again you can speak to staff who can also further contacts. Exposure, I don't think I really need to talk about it. Their social platforms will grow your social platforms. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I guess the last thing is sponsors. So sponsor equipment, we send out the odd X Gamer, the odd G2 Mega bag, the odd G2 Mega chair, stuff like that to our streamers and our content creators, because that's another benefit that they can reap from being under the brand and being loyal to the brand. So that's my view on things. I'm keeping these videos short and sweet because people don't tend to watch 20-minute videos and stuff like that. So let me know if you enjoyed it. I think the next episode is talking about how to get a career in esports and stuff like that, because I've landed myself recently in a part-time position. So if you do, let's aim for 30 likes again if we can. I don't want to keep pushing it, but if you guys find these videos useful, please let me know. Drop me a tweet, Radiant_Nova on Twitter. But other than that, I appreciate your time today, and yeah, have a great evening guys.